What is red pill and MGTOW? I'm Jay, EscobarJ.com. And today's video, we're going to be talking about what red pill awareness or what red pill game and MGTOW are. So if you haven't read his book already, Rollo Tomassi is an author for a book called The Rational Male. And this book details very, very logically, if I might so add, because it's geared towards men to help men understand certain fundamental things about the members of the opposite sex, women, and so that men can understand, because we men are logically brained. We think very logically, not necessarily with our emotions as women do. And it's about how women are, it's about relationships, it's about marriage, dating, and also connecting several other dots across intergender dynamics in the modern day. And the actual concept of the red pill, first, obviously, I'm going to be talking about the red pill because there's a difference between red pill and MGTOW. And the concept of the red pill came from the movie The Matrix. If you haven't seen that, I recommend you watch it. It's a pretty dang good movie. And I definitely enjoyed it back in the day when it first came out. And essentially, there's a character in the Matrix called Morpheus and another character called Neo. And Morpheus offers Neo a red pill and a blue pill and says something to the effect of, you take the blue pill, you'll wake up and you can believe whatever it is that you want to believe, i.e., being ignorant and naivety. But if you take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you just how far the rabbit hole goes. And so he's basically insinuating that once you take this red pill, and in the book, in Rollo Tomassi's book, once you take the red pill, you won't be able to go back to your old ways of thinking about women, dating, marriage, relationships, etc. Once you discover the truth and the facts of today's intergender dynamics. And it really goes into depth about the women imperative and a concept called hypergamy or hypergamy, however you want to call it. I like to say hypergamy. I think it sounds cooler. And essentially, it's just the idea of women want to marry or want to be in a relationship with men of equal or higher status. And that can mean a lot of different things. It can mean security, it can mean finances, it can mean intellect, it can mean a lot of different things. And oftentimes it does mean it's a combination and accumulation of a lot of those different things. And the difference of that, red pill theory and red pill game is that red pill is based on a lot of facts. It's based on a lot of connections made and a lot of how do you say, like biology, actually, how women are hardwired. It's very similar to like animals. For example, certain animals, the female will dance or will shake different parts of their body, or they'll change different colors to attract different types of male. And a lot of times these males will fight over the female, and whoever wins is considered the alpha male and will get to mate with the female. And a lot of times there's a dance that goes in between the male and the female. On top of that too, this push pull. And so to some degree, that talks about how women have, in human dynamics, have something similar, very, very similar, how women are programmed and designed to look for security and someone strong who will protect them, and someone, and these things are hardwired into the reptilian part of the brain. And so, the red pill theory is based on a lot of more factuals. And MGTOW, what MGTOW stands for is men going their own way. And this MGTOW is a little more extreme in the sense that it takes a lot of the red pill theory, a lot of the red pill facts, and a lot of the red pill I guess what you could say education or red pill theory, and kind of takes it to the extreme. So once you kind of understand the acronym for MGTOW, men going their own way, it's pretty self-explanatory of really what it means. And it's basically, MGTOW is basically just a community of men who have chosen not to pursue any sort of relationships with women because of the feministic narrative that the world has been dumped on by the media, the educational system, and modern society. And so these men in particular have felt emasculated, taken advantage of, and manipulated to do the right thing, but it ended up screwed over in a feminine favored society and judicial system. So the whole point of MGTOW is to empower men to protect themselves from women's hypergamous nature and feminine imperative. And there's a lot of good things in both feminism and MGTOW that I just want to touch on briefly. I mean, MGTOW, it's not all bad. People make this MGTOW out to be this like extreme, men's rights activists. And, some of them are, and, some of them have extreme views. But, a lot of what MGTOW teaches is like self-reliance, how men should really focus on their purpose and focus on, building a business and protecting that business and protecting your livelihood and protecting the things you go after. And that's to some degree that, I mean, that there's a lot of good, and there's a lot of things in what they teach and what they talk about that would really can help a lot of men who maybe aren't pursuing their purpose, who are, quote unquote beta males is what they call them, or people who are, typically, weaker men. And it could teach them how to really become more masculine, I think is the best way to put it, is how to be more masculine. And also, on the opposite side, with feminism, I mean, there's a lot of things in feminism that also ring true. For example, it's true that in the past, in the last 50 years to, decade, or not decade, millennium, that women haven't been treated the same as men, with like voting and with, a lot of different areas that men have had more privilege than women. So in that aspect, I mean, there's a lot of things in feminism that are also true. And so later, I'm going to release a video on the cure, the actual cure for feminism, MGTOW, red pill, and all this hate that we have going on between men and women, society, Black Lives Matters, that type of things. I'm not going to get too much into like Black Lives Matters, but it'll touch onto really all of these facets and all of this gray area, or these extremes that we have going on that feel like are at war with each other. And I'll release that video probably later in this week or next week. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure that you do. Hit the thumbs up, hit the little bell icon so you never miss anytime I release these types of videos. If you like this content, again, make sure you just smash the like button, share this with anybody that you know who could use this information, doesn't know what it is. And also, if you haven't read Rollo Tomassi's book, I do recommend you read it. It's a great book. It actually opens your eyes to a lot of different things. And you can use a lot of the things in red pill theory and the manosphere, if you will, to help yourself. If you're a guy, I mean, this stuff can really help you understand women better. And because there's a lot of things that are true about women that he talks about, that Rollo Tomassi talks about in his book. And there's some things that I personally don't agree with, and there's some things that I'm kind of gray on, and there's some things that I absolutely agree with. I mean, just like anything, there's going to be areas, things you really resonate with and things you don't really resonate with as much. And so that being said, that doesn't mean you shouldn't read the book just because you feel like it might be too extreme. I mean, it really, more knowledge is the key. I mean, the more knowledge you have, the smarter you become, the more educated decisions you can make, and the more peaceful and relaxed and more centered that you can be when the more information and knowledge you have, and the more you can apply that knowledge. And that's the whole point of learning this stuff, even if you don't may or may not agree with either side, right? So that being said, if you'd like to get my help on this topic, if you have more questions about this type of topic, comment down below. Or you can also visit my website at escobarj.com and book a paid coaching session with me. And Also, you could shoot me an email there on my website also. And at the very least, again, share this with any friends and family. My purpose is to help as many people as possible self-actualize and become the best versions of themselves. That being said, I hope you're always learning, always growing, and always pushing forward. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.